So let's talk footwear. So when I first started hunting, I would wear these green army wool socks. The one problem with the green army wool socks is they're way too tall. I don't like how tall they are. I don't need something going halfway up my leg and then it always shrinks down and stuff. So it's kind of a pain, but these are a good option. And you want to go with wool because if your feet get hot and sweaty or you step in water and the socks get wet, wool socks still work when they're wet. So you definitely want to wear wool socks of some type. Now, from the Army socks, which are bargain basement, I got these new socks here. My friend turned me on to, my hunting partner. And they're called Tough Guy socks, I think. You can get them off Amazon or off Tough Guy's website. No, Darn Tough. Darn Tough is what they say on here. So, Darn Tough socks. They're really nice wool socks. They're reinforced. I think they have a lifetime guarantee, so if they wear out or get a hole in them, you can get them replaced. Darn Tough socks, they're really nice. The one thing I can say is my particular boots are a little larger than they should be for my feet. So I discovered that if I take these little running socks I have for my tennis shoes, I put these socks on and then the wool sock on, that takes all the play, and this sock with this sock in it keeps my feet from getting any blisters because they're not moving as much, and if there is a little bit of movement, my foot's not rubbing directly on the wool, and this attaches to my foot better, and so that gives me a little bit of protection. So if you go out in your boots wearing these socks and go on a long hike and you get rubbed a little raw, try putting on a very thin pair of socks underneath, and that should fix you up. Now, the boots I have are Black Hawk boots. They're designed for the military. I've had them about 6 years. They're still in good condition. I've worn the hell out of these things and they're still working. And so these are just Black Hawk boots. You can get any type of boots you want. I would be careful to not get boots that have an extremely high rating for heat, like if they're like 800 or 1200 insulate boots. I mean, that's great if you're walking through the snow continuously, but your feet are going to get hot in those big thick boots. But you figure out what boots are right for you. I just like these military style boots. There are lighter things out there and other things, but I've just had these for other purposes and they work great in the mountains. Again, if you wear the right socks and have a spare pair of socks, you can keep your feet dry, and if you start feeling your feet get sweaty, like you actually start feeling your feet start to perspire, take off, like if you're wearing one of these knit hats, if your feet start getting hot, whip off the knit hat and put on the baseball cap and unzip all your stuff and start releasing your heat, because your extremities, like your feet, should not be getting hot and sweaty. That means your core temperature's gone up way too high. Your feet usually are colder than any other place. So you definitely want to figure out how to stay comfortable, and headwear is the easiest way to control your body heat and regulate that in the mountains. One last thing, with these boots, I used to spray them with the waterproof tent sealer, which is good for boots, pants, tents, all sorts of stuff. It's just, basically it's like spraying plastic on it. Do that at least a month ahead of the hunt so that it'll waterproof your boots, but the smell will dissipate off the boots because it does stink. And then the other thing that I used last year is just original Minx oil, and this is an oil that I rub into the leather here, and that's why they're this color now instead of the nice pretty brown they usually are. That's the mink oil still in there in different spots, making it darker. But mink oil is a great waterproofer. Again, put it on a month ahead of time before the hunt because this stuff stinks too. Anything that seals your boots properly is going to stink. And there's lots of other options out there that you can seal your boots with, but you definitely want to have your boots sealed and waterproofed up, because you may get in the mud, you may step on a wallow, you may be crossing a creek and slip and put your foot right down into the water. So you definitely want to waterproof your boots. Hope this helps you with Footgear. And again, buy whatever you want, but just be aware wool socks are a necessity, good pair of boots, and waterproofing them are all the key.